Hey everybody, today I'm working on my 2000 Dodge Ram 1500 5.2 liter. What I'm working on is the rear right brake. They're called um, brake cylinders, and this is one I got to replace. This, if you can see, it's been leaking. So what I got to do is I got to take these two springs loose, and I got to push all the brakes out of the way where I can get that out, because if you look at my brake pads, I still got a lot of life left to them. Drum still looks good. There's no problem with that. The thing you're going to need for your impact socket to get off the lug nuts for the truck. My lug nuts were 19 millimeter, so I'm gonna get into this pretty. See if I can get in this a little further where I can work on this. See if I get my tripod that I bought to work with me here. Come on now. All right. See if I can work with this thing. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're going to try to get these springs loose. I should have grabbed a pair of pliers. So right now I need to, just if I can find my cleaner, I got to clean all this off. You don't necessarily have to clean it off. It's just I don't want to work too much trying to get my hand. It's got to be brake parts cleaner. It says it'll clean it. Stuff will come off. Removes brake fluid, grease, and oil. So it said it won't hurt your brake pads or anything, but I wouldn't try to go soaking everything down with on your brake pads with this stuff. But it does say it's safe on them. So, but I know a lot of people out there will go and run it down, Dodge pickup down, because of everybody gets butt hurt over the certain vehicles they've got. Like if you got a Dodge or a Chevy or Ford, Honda, Nissan, whatever the hell there is out there. The thing of it is it don't matter what kind of vehicle it is. You know, like Dodge or anything else. It's on how you take care of your vehicle. See, this is a 2000 model. I've been taking care of it. This is a necessary thing. This truck's got about it does have 297,000 miles on it. I don't know over the course of time that whoever owned this truck before me has done any of this. It would have had to been, because these brakes would be wore out, because they can't be original. So what I'm doing is upkeep. That's all I'm doing is upkeep. But I mean, this blew out, and I mean, I don't know if this is original to the truck. It could be. But it's all on how you take care of your stuff. Fords, Chevys, Dodge, any vehicle you have, if you take care of it, it'll take care of you. Most of the time, that's not the case. But with this, it just shuts some people up about what vehicle is better. It don't matter. It's on how you take care of it, or if you soup it up, if you put like a supercharger or anything on your engine, or you rebuild the engine or put a bigger engine in. It doesn't matter. All vehicles are the same. It's just on how you take care of it. So as long as you take care of it, it will take care of you. But like I said, that's not necessarily the case half the time. So my ramble out of the way. But anyway, oops, shouldn't have touched that. So what we're gonna do, like I said, I got to get these springs off. I hope that I don't have to take these little ones off right here, if you can see them. There's a spring there and a spring over on the other side, the same as this one. I'm hoping I don't have to take that out. All I want to do is to get that out, and if I don't have to take any of this other crap loose, I'm gonna try not to do it, but yeah. Okay, I'm gonna see if I have a pair of pliers. All right, I got a pair of Vice Grip needle nose. I want to warn everybody, when you go to do this, this is under tension. The springs and stuff are under tension, so be very careful when you go to do this. If you're an amateur mechanic, be very careful when you're pulling it off, because they could snap back. They could not necessarily hit you, but you never know with how you're taking apart, or the way you're taking apart. It could come at you, so be very careful when you go to do this. This isn't necessarily the right way to do this, but I don't do brakes all the time, so we'll see if I can. Alright, these are bending. Oh, they don't make tools like they used to, I'll tell you that. Can I use a straight in to pop it out? I have done, I did this stuff years ago when I was younger, but it's been years since I've done this. Like I said, it's all on how you take care of things. All this has got to come off first before I could mess with any of this down here. I don't want to take this out because they'll flop back this way. I want these off first. But they're not easy to get off. Go. That'll scare you. Try this again. I may try the Vice Grips again because that was actually working. They were bending. They're bending now. Every time I go to put tension on them, they're bending. There we go. There you go. They sell tools for this to take these springs off. Like I said, I don't do this very often, so I don't need it. Because if I'd gotten this professionally, like some people on YouTube do, I would do this, but this. There's a lot of mechanics that's probably gonna laugh. This is doing it the hard way, so go easy on me. The heck did they put never sees on mine? They put never sees on the. See, if you put never sees on anything, you'll get it everywhere. Let's check it come off. All of this is going to be hard to get back on here. There we go. Nope, there we don't. Sorry about the bell in the background. You know what? I'm going to bring you back as soon as I get this off. Alright, I got both the springs off now. This one comes off first, this one comes off, the small one comes off last. Because if it's put together right, the small one should be on there and the longer one should be on there first. This should be to my emergency brake. I'm hoping How does that work? Hope I didn't see what I thought I saw. Okay, that's good. I think this is supposed to be putting tension against the brakes. This is gonna be fun to get back on. I guess. Can I loosen it? Yeah, there we go. Good, I didn't want to have to take that off. Okay, let's set this down here for now. Pop this forward. Remember, keep up with that because that's got to go back on. Alright. Should. There we go. There we go. Alright. Now, when you get your new brake cylinder, now they don't normally come with those, which I need to check and make sure mine did or not. Okay. Right here. They got nuts in there, I think. Okay. Now you got to take your these out and put them in your old ones. Now, I suggest not to throw them, to clean them up. This one's got a lot of crust on it. You have to use like a wire brush, but get them cleaned up and put them back in here. Don't put them in there cruddy. It could mess up the new brake cylinder. So remember, keep these, and they go in a certain way. If you see right there, them grooves there. Is the camera showing? They go in like that. They go into the groove. The grooves go into this. So it's all going to go back just like that. So remember how you took it apart. If you got a short memory, which I'm not downing anybody out there. If you got kind of like a short memory, you think you're going to forget, just take a picture and there you go. Just take a couple of pictures. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm stuttering. Take a couple of pictures and of all of this before you take it apart. That way you know how it goes back together. In my case, I got the video, so if I can't remember how anything goes back, which I remember, but if I run into a problem where I don't know where something went, I got this. So anyway, I'll let these soak. Wow, I don't think they sell these. I don't like the way this looks. Don't put it in your face. This needs that. No, that stuff's actually taking it off. Okay. Now, what you're going to do is on the back side, there's two bolts holding this brake cylinder in. Now, you got a brake line on there. You're going to lose some fluid, but you're not going to lose a lot. It's going to gravity feed, but have you a pan like I got right here. I don't know if y'all seen it. I wasn't putting it on the ground. Get a pan and put it up under there. Just be careful when you go to loosen your brake line off. If the brake line starts turning with the nut you're trying to get off, stop. Because if you break that brake line, this brake line on my truck, I don't know if it on every Dodge it's like this, but mine goes from here all the way up to the rear end to a T. I think it goes into a T. Yeah, it goes into a T. And you break that, you got to get a long line, because this is a long line. Or if you're good enough at flaring brake lines, if you're good at flaring anything, you could flare that back out and put that that piece back on there. But I would suggest being very careful when you go to run that off, because that you do not want to go through the hassle of having to, if you're not mechanically inclined or brake inclined, that will be one heck of a chore to try to fix. You'd have to take it to a brake shop and they'd have to fix it. But I know what I'm doing. So like I said, there's two bolts on the back of the, if I don't drop my tripod, there's 2 bolts back here. Let's see if I can get it out of the holder. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. There. Okay. Professional YouTuber, I'm not. Okay. Let's see if I can turn it. No. Let's see if I can do this. Okay. If you see, you got 2 bolts. You got one there and one there. I know the screen's gonna flip. I didn't think about this when I was recording. And you got your line right here. Now, when you go to turn this, like I said, make sure this doesn't turn with it. If this turns with it, this line will snap off. Just make sure this is the only thing turning. When you get these 2 out, these 2 bolts out, the whole brake caliper, the brake. Oh, my brain just farted there. The wheel cylinder, brake wheel cylinder, that all come out. Just remember to keep up with all your nuts and bolts and everything. So let's see if I can, because I know when I go to redo this is going to be bad. I do apologize. I've done a couple of videos, but it's been a while. So, all right, we got to get wrenches because a while ago when I was setting all this up, I couldn't get the brake drum off here. So I'm gonna have to clean this up right here. But putting it all back together, I'm gonna try to show you how it goes back together. I don't need that out of there. Okay, you go back into there. Well, did that have a spring? Because I didn't see one. I think it just has one on one side. Because if somebody else has been in this, I ain't going to know it until it's put back together. Like I said, when you go to work on something, you never know who's been in behind you. So, like I said, take pictures because if everything don't match up, you're going to be scratching your head going, oh crap, I can't remember how this went together. Just take the pictures or do a video. I mean, get a tripod. If you're just doing this once and you don't need a tripod, just take pictures of it. You should be fine. But anybody that's not mechanically inclined, I can't stress this enough. Be very careful. These springs, they can hurt you if you pop them out and you're just forcing to get them out. They can jump out, but I don't necessarily think they can pop out and pop you in the face. But you never know what somebody's doing, whether they're, prying right here trying to get it out or whatever. Just be very careful. I wouldn't want any of you to get hurt out there. I did a video on my transmission saying the same thing. When you go to do all that, be very careful. I don't make these videos to try to see anybody get hurt. I don't want nobody to get hurt from any of this. I'm not a professional mechanic. I didn't go to school for this. I was just taught over by other mechanics. I can't say my grandpa. My friend's dad was a mechanic. My friend was a mechanic. My dad was a mechanic. I've been out in the oil field around mechanics, so I've learned things over time. But I don't necessarily would call myself a professional. I guess some people would say you've had schooling in it if you've been taught over the years. But anyway, I'm rambling. I'm going to go get some wrenches, set this up, and we'll get back to it. Alright, after you get all the bolts or your line off, your line goes right here. And I had to use a crescent to get that off. Now, these bolts up here, right there, I think what I found is a 14mm socket to go on there. So, all you gotta do, get you a ratchet. And I put mine way over there. And just take those off. I think I'm going the wrong way though. There we go. They may be a little hard to get off because they've been on there so long. Just be very careful. Okay, got that one. Went right in my bowl there. Okay, next. There we go. Now that one went. Everything's falling. That one went way over there. So, once you get that out, the brake cylinder should come right out. Whoops, sorry. Yeah, probably have to have a little help. I gotta find my helper. There it is. Now these may just be stuck in there because of over time. So all you gotta do, boom, pull it out, put your new one in. I'll have to get up from under here. All right, put you back in the tripod. Don't fall. All right. All right, what we're gonna do is, if you see, we got crud all there. I need to grab that bolt over there before I forget. I'll be looking for it later going, where the heck did it go? Hopefully this one came with a bleeder on it. Yeah. Alright. When you get these, leave them in the package to get all this cleaned up, and once you're ready, take it out of the package. But it's got a plug in there. Leave that in till you get all this bolted up, and once you get this bolted up, pop it out, put your line back in. Don't cross thread. Just try to run it in with your finger. If it kind of catches and you're not comfortable with it, back it back out until you're comfortable. Just leave that plug in until you're bolted down and everything. But I just want this clean before I put it back. Just make sure you don't get this stuff in your eyes. There we go. Alright. The reason why I say to leave that in there, I'm pretty sure all of you already know to leave the plug in there. Because when you go to put this in there, now if you got a vehicle that's got dirt and grime all over there, you do not want it to get in there, because it'll mess this whole thing up. But once you get all this bolted back in there, then you could just pop that out and put the line in. Only pop it out when you're putting the line back. Do not pop it if you're gonna, let's say you just want to put this in there, bolt it down, then you'll put all this back together and put the drum back on there, and then put the line in. Well, what if you leave that out? Nothing's gonna just jump up in there. But safety concerns, if it was me, I'd leave it in until I was ready to put the line in. So they're easy to get out. All you got to do is pull them out like that, and they're easy to put back in. So just leave that in until you're ready to put that line back on. These should go in just like they come out. So if the girl gave me the right one, yeah, she gave me the right one. She didn't, I'd be going back up there to Crow Burlingame. Is it the right one? Oh, this thing's been leaking a while. Come on out there, bro. Yeah. Okay. They're the right ones. Yeah, this one, where was it leaking at? It must have been both sides. I lost my rear brakes, and the thing about that is it don't matter if you lose your rear. On this truck, there's not a separate reservoir. There's a whole reservoir for all the brakes in this truck. I don't know if in any other Dodges like this one, they have two separate reservoirs, one for the front, one for the back. Well, mine for both. So if like I said, it just blew out. I lost all my brake fluid. So, not all of it. I kept it filled up because I didn't want to have to go through bleeding the system. So, when I felt like it needed it, I pulled over and put it in. But I didn't go too far, so I was fine. I use emergency brake most of the time. So, anyway, you go to put this in here, make sure everything lines back up. Just remember, when you go to put this in, don't forget these things to put them back on each side. And make sure that this goes back on first. And don't lose it, like I never did. Okay, it went in the pan. Alright, I'm going to get this all bolted back down. You see me take it apart. It's basically the reverse. You just put the bolts back in, tighten it down. I'm going to show you how to put these things. They're not hard to put back in, but I got to clean them up, and because I'm not comfortable with the grit on them. I'm going to put all this back together, and we'll be right back. Alright, everybody. Alright, I had to skip a couple steps because things weren't going back on the way I thought they were. Like I said, this has been a couple of years since I did this. But in the last video I said it's all the same. It's just, like I said, when I took it apart, it's basically a reverse. What you're going to do when you go in reverse to put this thing back together, sorry for the shaking. Okay. This spring, where's my pointer? This spring right here, let me start over. Okay, when you're going to push these brake pads back up into place onto this center support here, there's a big leap right there, or a big, it looks basically what these are supposed to sit on, but there's a smaller one down here that it sits on. So you set it right in them grooves, and once you get this put these back right there, and you get these things that I showed you to pull out of this brake cylinder, you get them pushed into the brake pads in the grooves right. Alright, you're going to get this piece right here, and you're going to put this on first. Then you're going to get this thing that I think goes to your emergency brakes. You're going to put this on first, and you're going to make sure down here it clips on. Do I need to, can I make it go? Nope, I can't make it do that. Well, there's a piece down here that this cable goes onto. You know, I better show you because I don't want you to. Okay. Can I hold up? Let's see. Okay, right there is this clip. This thing right here. It goes all the way up here, and it curves around to this right here, and goes up to there, where my screwdriver's pointed. This is right here. You're going to want to make sure that it's hooked right there, because if it ain't hooked, that piece is gonna be easy to hook up right there, and it's gonna be pulled out of there. Which, when you go to put it in there, the spring has to be put into this, because if you don't have the spring in there and it's just sitting out laying there on the ground, you're gonna notice when you get all this this wire hooked back up that hole that the spring is supposed to go in is not there. It's gonna be pulled all the way over. So what you want to do is put the spring back in there, and you don't have to hook it up first, but you're going to get that spring to hold that and to pull that up to that point. Okay, once you get that on there, you're going to take this spring and you're going to take a screwdriver like this and be very careful and grab the spring and pull it, and try to get a good grip on and pull it like that and slide it down. You use your other hand. I'm sorry that the camera is just moving all about, but you're going to pop it into place, and it should slide right in there. It's gonna aggravate you a couple times because it's not gonna just pop right in there. It's just the screwdriver's gonna slip or something. Just be very, very careful, because you can get hurt doing this. But once you get that on there, you're gonna be onto this one next. You do the same thing like I just told you how to put this on there. Just get your screwdriver and pull it and then slip it in there. Alright, what you want to do before you put everything back together, or before you put your brake drum back on, go excuse me, go over everything. Make sure all this right here is in the grooves. Make sure your cable's still attached down here. Make sure this thing is still touching down here and it's not bent, because you're going to have to adjust your brakes later. Make sure all this didn't come loose, because if it comes loose, these brakes are just, they're not going to work. Double check everything before, no, I was fixing to say you want to bleed it, but you don't want to do that. No, don't do that. Put your brake drum on, shove it all the way on. You don't have to put your wheel on first. Just put your drum on, and you're going to have, whoa, what the heck's going on? Oh, my hand was in the way. I'm sorry. You're going to have a second person do this, which I ain't got. But you're going to have a second person to help you with this last bit. You're going to have to bleed this thing. And I've been gravity bleeding it, and it hadn't come out yet. So what I'm going to have to do is on the other side, pardon me, you see that little... You see this right here? Oh, did it just drip? Well, anyway, you're gonna loosen this thing off right here, and let it gravity feed. It's doing it. If it starts dripping like that, it should be fine. But I tighten it back up, pump your brakes, and find somebody to hold the brake, and come back here, loosen this off, and if it squirts solid stream, you're good to go. But if it's like, you know, kind of like air, it sounds like air, tighten it back up. Tell your buddy or whoever's you got pumping the brakes, pump the brakes about probably 3 or 4 times. Tell them to hold the brake down to the floor, or hold the brake until you loosen this off, and tell them don't let up until you tighten that back up. Once you tighten that back up, tell them to pump the brake again, loosen it back off. If it comes out a steady stream, you got it. Tighten it up. Make sure everything's good to go. You got I got a rubber piece that covers this. If you got that, put it back on there. That way nothing can get in there and clog that. But on that, you should be ready to go. I'm not going to show you everything that putting the wheels and stuff back on, but the drum is easy. All you got to do is shove it up there. If you got like a brake spoon, like one of these, tighten your brake pad back up. I can't tell you which way it goes that spreads. You just have to eyeball it just to turn the hub yourself, or the wheel. You can put the wheel back on there and turn it until this thing starts dragging, but you do not want it to where the wheel's you can barely move the wheel. You do that, you're going to burn your brakes out. Just tighten it up to where you can hear it start rubbing, not locked up, but rubbing, and you should be good to go. If you don't trust my word, go in there. There should be other people in here that know. If there's people that will pop up in the comments, they probably explain this better than I can. If any of you out there, you know this a lot better than me, explain it. Like I said, I'm not a professional at this. I'd love it if people would just help other people out. Don't be rude to anybody. Just you got to understand, there's people out there trying to learn this stuff. Don't be rude. Explain it to them. Just how you explain it to your friend or whatever. Just be nice in the comments. If anybody comes on this video, Ooh, demonetize that. Anybody watches this video, you should be fine. If you just follow the steps I said, you should be fine. Just be very careful. Don't get into any hurry, because you can get hurt trying to do this. It would be helpful if you had two people. Two people being over here trying to work on just this one part. One person could do this alone, this part alone, but as in pumping the brakes up, that's going to be a problem, which I'm going to have. But anyway, thanks everybody for watching. If you hadn't Subscribe, hit that subscribe button if you liked the video, or hit that like button if you liked it. Till next time, everybody, take care, and I'm out. Peace.